James Melendez, thank you for joining me today. These two wines are next from Castello di Amarosa. These are from the site called Cresta in the Green Valley, Russian River Valley, a Pinot Noir Rosé, and also a Pinot Noir wine. So stay tuned, I'll give you thoughts, perspectives, and point scores on these wines. Stay tuned. So two of my favorite styles of rosé are Pinot Noir and also Rhone varieties, absolute favorites. And so I'm glad to have these bottles right before me to enjoy and taste and give you some notes on these wines. Now the Green Valley of Russian River Valley, these two wines, the appellation, the AVA, is western portion of Russian River Valley, closer to the Pacific Ocean, slightly higher in elevation. And so a lot of coolness is persistent in the daytime as well, of course, as the evening time in growing season. Now this wine is the Castello. This is the 2021 vintage, 12% ABV. And here's a back label for you to look at here. Great packaging, right? I love this wax seal that's on this. A nice gift to get from the producer, which you can only get their wines directly shipped to you in states that receive wines from California, or when you visit the Castello in Napa. And so it's a really nice selection of fruit here. So what we have here is 965 cases produced, a very aptly dry wine. And the three clones are 115, Paul Martin 777. Price point is $39. And so always serve your rosés, in my opinion. The best way to do this is a burgundy glass. I think it's going to be fitting, not just for Pinot Noir, but also Rosé, Pinot Noir, and in fact, most wines in general. I think they are really handsomely showcased, and you can definitely smell the wine. So I love the scent characterization on this wine. So a Meyer lemon, a bit of white peach notes, strawberry, and floral notation. And next, the palate characterization. So I love the dryness on this wine, which is exactly what I want. Sometimes there's a kiss of sweetness, but not on this wine. I think that's the beauty of this wine. So the palate is wild strawberries, fennel, a bit of oyster shell note on this as well, and floral notation. So I think overall it's a successful wine. And I love the coloration, of course. So don't be registering into that only light pink rosé colored wines are the optimum. So as I've talked about rosé wines over time, I'm careful to not deselect or select only on color, but I do appreciate a nice color as well. So I think it's a nice fitting wine, gorgeous. And so this is 91 points out of 100 points. Colorization is important, but I also don't get hung up on it. And I know sometimes people do. But I'm very careful. I calibrate based on flavor, not just about judgment on colorization. Wines that are rosé wines have some tradition in some regions in the world where they can be a slightly darker colorization. And that's not a bad thing. That's fitting for the style, and it's a time-honored tradition in some regions. But I very much enjoy this because I think it's a nice parting of the Pinot Noir on this rosé produced wines. So next is a Pinot Noir wine, and I love this glass for Pinot Noir, of course. And one thing I'm noticing on this wine right away is the colorization. I don't want the maceration to speak for the wine itself. I want the fruit to speak for itself. And I do think there's a fine balancing point when it comes to Pinot Noir. Now this is aged 11 months in French oak barrels. Production of 1,055 cases and a $65 price point and a nice vitreous color. So put it on a piece of white paper or a lighter background. So if you can see right through it, that's a really good sign in my opinion. And I don't want a Syrah-esque Pinot Noir. Now let's talk about the nose on this wine. Boysenberry spice, kiln-dried wood, dried sage, and leather notes as well. Next is the palate characterization. So I do taste a bit of stem on this wine, not a ton, and I think that's a nice balancing act unto itself as well. So on this I'm getting characterization of boysenberry, hint of game, graphite, fresh sage, thyme, and violets. This wine is 93 points out of 100 points. If you're looking to acquire these wines, you can do so on your next visit to Castello di Amarosa, or actually order online to get wines receipted in states that receive wines from California. It's a mouthful there, but it's one worth doing. Thank you for watching. Stay connected. Love doing these videos, and I hope you enjoy them as well. Share these videos on subject matters with those that would be interested in wine, say from Green Valley, Russian River Valley, or Pinot Noir, or any other subject matter, which I do quite a bit of. Thank you for watching. You'll find me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and LinkedIn. Thank you for watching. I will see you very soon. Salute.